What's up, gang? So it's your boy. This time I'm actually doing a live stream. This is my first live stream, and today on this channel we're gonna be talking about ProveX. This is basically Richard Hart's newest project. I actually wanted to talk to you all about it much earlier, but what happened was I wasn't sure about it, and I thought about just waiting it, letting the information simmer before giving you guys my thoughts about it. So basically, this project, if you don't know anything in certain crypto projects where you can essentially do a lot of times, you can just research them using AI. So that's what we're gonna do as I talk about this ProveX project. So let's go to the first thing that I talked about. Here we go. So if you really don't understand something and it might be a kind of complicated subject, you can always go into ChatGPT or Grok and always be like, explain this at a sixth grade reading level or lower, depending on who you are or whatever. And that usually makes concepts that are really sophisticated into simple topics. So let's read this. So what I put here is now explain ProveX to me as if I was a sixth grade at a sixth grade reading level. So this was what it says. ProveX is a new idea in the world of computers and money. It's made by a guy named Richard Hart. Think of a super smart lock that lets people prove things that are true without showing all their secrets. Imagine you want to buy something online like a toy or a ticket. Normally, you would trust a bank or a store to handle the money, but ProveX uses special math called proofs to check if the payment happened without anyone seeing their private info. It's like whispering a code, a secret code that says, yes, it's done without telling the whole story. So with this technology, it's going to be called private prover, and it will help with a lot of things like swapping money for like, pretend internet money. Let's say we're saying crypto, right? That's what we're talking about, but let's say fake internet money. Holding money that is until it's a deal, it's fair, like trading cards or toys, the friend, proving you're old enough for something without showing your birthday, checking if something's finished, school or job without sharing papers, even big stuff like tracking food from a farm to your table or proving you're healthy for a doctor. So basically, this token that's coming out, this crypto, it's more about a privacy feature. Imagine being able to do transactions without having to share all your information the way that you have to do on like KYC platforms or like Coinbase or Binance. So that's going to be something that crypto really needs a lot of privacy transactions right now. Like obviously you don't want to always be giving your information out to other people, so this could help to solve that. So let's continue reading. Now about the ProveX token, it's like a special coin for the system that's a set. There's a set number of them and it will never make more. Every time someone uses ProveX for something, the system buys some tokens and burns them, like throwing them away forever. This makes the leftover tokens rare and rarer, which might make them worth more over time if a lot of people use it. So, as of now, ProveX isn't fully ready. Right now, a sacrifice is going on where you will be able to send your crypto coins just to show that you believe, right? So, this could be any of your crypto coins as long as they're not RH, like Richard Hart's main coins. As you guys know from earlier videos, he has Ink, he has Pulse Chain, he has PulseX, right? He has EHEX and he has Hex. So those main coins that he has, you cannot sacrifice in order to receive these new ProveX coins. Basically, it's like saying, I think your thing is really cool. I want to help. They don't promise you anything, right? Like Richard's not promising you anything. If you sacrifice your coins, right, you don't get anything back and it's not for making money. But if you join, you might get some of these ProveX tokens later. You can't use coins from Richard's other projects, like I said, for this. The sacrifice started on November 11th, and right now, what's today's the 29th. Some people have been talking about it on social media and how it could really help, with privacy and everything. But it is new, it is risky, right? Like if you're sacrificing anything, you shouldn't expect a return, you know? Even though people sacrifice for Pulse Chain and those other coins, and they ended up getting these Pulse Chain coins, right? Um, so so just to make it a little bit simple for the actual sacrifice itself, if you do want to participate, that's what this live stream is about. For anybody who might want to participate, like I said, I waited a while because I know some people in the community they don't really approve of it because the value of the other ones haven't gone up so high. But with this one, I think that it could be possible. It could be like a hex, and hex did a 10,000x, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But let's go into the sacrifice. So I wrote here. Now explain the ProveX sacrifice in the same manner because I wanted it to be simple. So let's go ahead and read it. The ProveX sacrifice is like a big show of support for the ProveX idea. It's not like buying something or investing to make money. Instead, people send their internet money, crypto, right, to a special address in a way to say, I really believe in this. They also do it to prove they're serious about getting rid of middlemen and using math, right, these proofs to check things instead of trusting people. That's pretty much the whole point of crypto. No middleman. Think of it like giving away toys to help start a new playground. You don't expect to get the toys back or make profit. The people who join might get some free ProveX coins later based on how much they gave, like these points that they have used in the dollar value at the time, but there is no promise. It's just a fun test to see who cares about the project. Like I said before, you can't use Richard Hart's main coins for this, like Hex or Pulse stuff, because obviously Richard wants new people to join. He doesn't want these main core coins of his to be sold off. As of now, November 29th, there's already 5.3 million dollars or total value in the sacrifice. That's around 7,000 gifts right now with 400 different kinds of coins from 26 different networks that's been sacrificed. So the point system works this way. The best time to join is ends actually. This is wrong. It's actually within 2 days, or a little bit more than 2 days, on December 2nd, and then the whole sacrifice does stop on January 9th. If you get in after December 2nd, the amount you're paying for it goes up. So you're basically getting less coins. And I'll show you the site in a bit. So some people, what they've done, and I'll also be talking about this, they've joined and created pools to ensure that they're getting these bonus rates, right? So this says some people have teamed up in pools to make their gifts count more together, like sharing points to get a bigger bonus. But be careful. It's probably only best to use the real website, provex.info, and Axe, it says grown up because I said as a sixth grader. Um, to make sure, it is risky and you can lose what you send. But this is just that brief explanation, and I also want to show you guys the actual site. So this is the provex.info site, right? And it basically shows, different coins that you can, sacrifice. Let's read it a little bit. You are sacrificing your coins to make a political statement. You believe in capitalism, the removal of middlemen, and replacing trust with proof. You are sacrificing your coins to prove that you're serious about this belief. You have no expectations of profit from the work of others, and you understand that your sacrifice can be sold and you will receive no benefit from it. So, just to sum up a little bit, Richard Hart had a coin called Hex. It ended up doing 10,000x, right? A lot of people like this, and he decided that he was going to make his own blockchain called Pulse Chain and release so a couple other coins. You were able to sacrifice for those coins. That was you were able to sacrifice for Pulse, right? In Pulse X, you got your copies of Hex on this Pulse Chain blockchain, right? And So that old version of Hex became eHex, and that new version is the current Hex that we have today. And there's also an incentive coin called Ink that was also provided to people who basically shared their liquidity. And we won't talk about that right now, but just know that there are these coins with the sacrifices, the Pulse Chain and the PulseX sacrifice. People sacrifice. Obviously, the price hasn't been up to people's expectations for the coins that they've received. So the coins have been pretty much dumping. And Richard decided now that he wants to create another coin. And a lot of people in the community are angry and they don't understand why he's doing this. You like rightfully so. If you've watched coins that you sacrifice go down in value for a while, you might be a little bit agitated and mad as well, and decide why would the founder create another coin in order for when his coins are they're not doing too well. So my answer to that is with this coin, what I'm thinking is since, and it's not just me, there's some other people, there's Buck and Dylan, my friend Motley. What we are thinking is that this will be similar to Hex because a lot of people either don't have a lot of money because crypto's down, right? That means their bags are down, or people don't trust in this coin. So there will be less people investing in it, meaning more opportunity for people who are getting in. The last sacrifices raised about roughly like $600 million, and this one so far has only raised about 500, or sorry, 5.5 million. Sorry. So you can see this is in total what is raised, and this ends January 9th, right? And since there's probably not going to be $600 million in, there's probably not going to be as so many sellers, right? Hex worked out in the same way where people didn't really have belief in it, only a small group of people, right? And because of that, not so many people knew about it. There wasn't so many investors, and the price could pump up, very, very high, and that's what it did. So my guess is that people are really turned off about this. Richard understands that. I think the people who believe in his stuff entirely might believe in this project, and those might be the only people who are, sacrificing their coins from other networks into this ProveX coin, right? This technology, this freedom of speech. So right now you can see, like I said, there's $5.5 million locked up. There's this many points. This is the amount of sacrifices, the the different tokens that have been sacrificed. 423, right? You can see there's a time rate increase, like I just explained, where you're gonna get less coins after these 2 days. So the main reason that I, withheld this information from the very get go was I just wasn't sure how I felt about it, and I wanted to see how it would play out and what my thoughts were. So that's why I'm bringing you this. If you are deciding to sacrifice, the main site is going to be provex.info. Don't use Google because you could end up, getting scammed. There's a lot of fake websites out there. And yeah, you got this many days until the SAC rate changes, and you will get less tokens, you know, could get less tokens because it's a sacrifice um, after this date. So we'll go down here. You can see the rate, right? What the current rate is. And you can see within 2 days it's going to increase and it goes up, meaning you're going to get less coins if you sacrifice after this date, the 2nd of December. So you can see here's the top pools or top people who have sacrificed. This is a pool. I'm actually in this pool, and you can see the credit, the volume, the points they've received. And why do I like this pool? So the larger the pool, the more amount you're gonna get for your sacrifice. As you see, these people have pulled in this amount of money, right? And they're going to be receiving 2.51x bonus. And all these pools are going to just get more because they have more money, right? So I highly recommend if you are going to get into, this ProveX Sac, you probably get into this um, pool right here, right? It's Buck and Dylan are doing this pool. So I'll explain a little bit about that more, but you can see these are the top 10 spots and what they're going to receive based on the pool that these people are in, or if they're an individual person. You know, not that many people have 40 grand sitting around to just sacrifice themselves. So keep that in mind. Um, and let's see if we can pull up this, how it works. So you got this volume bonus multiplier. ProveX Sac will get a volume bonus, like I was saying, up to 3x. That number one spot's up to 2.5. Everyone sacks publicly, so you can view this at any time, right? This is how the volume bonus works, you know. So the largest sacrifices points the lines at first, second, and they file and fill the row from front to back, da 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 da. When, you know, so when he's done, they see that the first card handed out 3x. Every card he handed out after worth ever so slightly less till they got very back, where the last card was barely more than 1x. The difference between each card is the next is always the same. So it's basically like, I don't want to get you guys too confused, but the top guy is going to get the most right here with these bonuses, and it's just going to go down, and the top could get up to 3 point, right, 3x, right, depending on how much is going in with other people as they sack as well. So keep that in mind. So if you're sacking in between this date, January 4th and January 9th, this is the worst rate you're gonna get, you know, and you're not gonna get a volume bonus, right? Um, every sacrifice on the last 5 days will get a flat 0.75 bonus. So it's a flat fee bonus. You're not gonna get anything extra. Not like the 2.5 we're getting right now. So you can see that's going to be, come on, mouse. So right here, right? Sorry, my mouse is a little, you can see that's that 75% flat fee that you're getting because it already costs so much at that point. So yeah, so if you are going to sack, what you're going to do, you're basically connect your wallet. I got my practice one. So it's my testing account, right? And this is your wallet details. I think what I'm gonna actually do is show you guys the. Um, we're gonna go into Telegram. I'm gonna show you where I'm sacking at. ProveX. All right. So here is the SAC address right here, right, of the pool, the number one pool. Make sure you get that right if you are going to SAC, right? And this is, they have their own little fee and everything like that. But it's still better because you're going to get more rewards than if you SAC by yourself, especially if you're such a small player. So if you want to check that address, their address, right? Whoops. Don't go to Google, right? Uh, well, you can do this. This is their address, right? You go to Etherscan. You can see people sacked to these guys, right? And yeah, you get to see all the information. But I mean, as long as you have the correct address, it shouldn't be an issue. So if you are going to sacrifice, I highly suggest to do it in this pool with the address that I just mentioned, right? Just to make sure that you're getting this bonus. But you know, it's awesome that you can even get this rate, and that there are people who don't believe. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I just wanted to bring this information to your attention. If you were looking for an opportunity and you have money to sacrifice what you are willing to sacrifice. So yeah. And also, here's a big summary of it, just a little one. ProveX is a blockchain project by Richard Hart that uses zero knowledge proofs, this private power tech for private instant settlements, like private transactions, without middlemen. It enables trustless fiat swaps, so you'll be able to trade money, like with a secret escrow, right? Identity verifications that nobody can see, right? So you don't have to worry about company having your information, right, or anybody else doing that. Um, this could be also done with more financial tools, supply chains, credentials. The ProVix token has a fixed supply, so it's constantly burning itself, right, every trade, and that would make the coin itself more rarer, right, increasing in scarcity. As of November 29th, we know that this has raised about 5.5 million. I think it's updated here. It ends on January 9th. It's most likely going to be built on Pulse Chain. It might not be. We don't really know the details of that. We'll find out about that later. And it's going to expand privacy in crypto, which we kind of need right now, especially with the government creating stable coins. Um, but yeah, there's definitely mixed reviews. A lot of people in my community aren't the biggest fans, but I do think when there's opportunity, you're going to have a lot of contrarian viewpoints from your own. So I think because people don't really believe in this token, it might actually be an opportunity where, some entity pumps up the price like they did Hex a lot because it's easier to do so just due to the market cap size. And then also because people don't really believe in it, therefore they're not looking at it. If this does happen, most likely Richard's other coins will start to do well after the fact because other people will be like, "Hey, this one coin of his new one pumped up high. Let me go speculate with his other older ones." So that's my thinking, and that's why I'm sacrificing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's definitely get this money. Continue watching my videos. I love that I have people that are actually following me. I'm gonna create these videos if I have no one, or if I have one person or a million subscribers. But I want to thank you guys for just turning into my first live. I'll start to get better over time, just with these different videos. I'm still trying to touch it up a lot of different things in this little studio that I have. So yeah, shout out to Flamengo, right? They won the day in this Copa de Libertadores, right? So they are the South American champions. Shout out to everybody that is watching my stuff. But I definitely appreciate it. We definitely will get this